Hello everybody here and welcome to my official final Premier League matches predictions on this video. We'll start things between Brighton, Hove Albion and Manchester United for the game at the Amex Stadium on Matchday 38 of the final league game of the season. Brighton have got a chance on qualifying in the Champions League if Bournemouth lose their matchup over Nottingham Forest. But Man United have got nothing to play for now. This is their last game for them this season, and this season's been pretty good for Man United, for Michael Carrick's side, because they obviously have a chance now on going to secure themselves definitely a place after the last few games when they beat Liverpool 3-2 to guarantee the spot a few weeks back. But they do play here as they're now qualified already in the Champions League for next season. And I'm going to go for a prediction here. I think that Man United might end up losing this game. Only because, not because, it's not because they're going to lose this game and that's it. Like, they're not going to play poorly. But I think Brighton have got a lot more to fight for compared to Man United. United have got Champions League football next season. They've got really nothing to play for, realistically. So, and Brighton have got a lot more to play for them to try and get that Champions League spot in 6th place, because Villa won the Europa League on Wednesday, opened 6th position to qualify for the Champions League by the end of Sunday. So I'm going to go for a win for Brighton. I'm going to go 2-1 though. Man U will really give a fight against Brighton though, but I do think that Brighton will pick up the 3 points and they'll be the ones who will go on to 6th position at the moment until I predict Bournemouth in a minute. But I'm going to go 2-1 as my score prediction for Brighton. Now my score prediction between the two shit sides in the relegation battle of Burnley and Wolves. Well, in this matchup, both teams are already relegated. These two teams will meet each other again in the Championship. I'm going to go for a 0-0 draw. I think these two teams will be boring throughout the whole game, and they'll wrap up the Premier League season with a 0-0 goalless draw as my score prediction for Sunday. Now my boys Arsenal, Premier League champions of the league, confirmed after when Man City drawn to Bournemouth on Tuesday after 22 years without any Premier League trophy. And we're going to lift that Premier League title on Sunday at Selhurst Park for the first time in 22 years. And my score prediction between Palace and Arsenal, I'm going to go for a 1-0 win for Arsenal. I think with Palace, they've got the Conference League to focus on the final. Also, we've got the Champions League final to fight for against PSG for next Saturday. But I think with Arsenal having a very good season, I think they're going to wrap up the season with 1-0 away from home. I think maybe Declan Rice will be on the score sheet there to wrap up the season. So I'm going to go for a 1-0 win for us. And we'll go and lift the trophy up at the end of the game. And all the away supporters will be very happy to see us become 4-time winners of the Premier League by the end of this weekend. My score prediction between Fulham and Newcastle, I'm going to go for a win for Newcastle. I think with Fulham, I think they're going to try and, they might go and win on a high maybe at the end of the season. Newcastle as well. Both teams have got nothing to fight for again. Not any relegation fight or any European fight. These two teams are solidly in that bottom half or mid-table in the league anyway. So, but if I got to put a score prediction between Fulham and Newcastle, I think Newcastle pick up the 3 points. Even though Newcastle had a very poor season, I'm going to go 2-1 Newcastle over Fulham at Craven Cottage on Sunday. Now, this is the game we are talking about between Liverpool and Brentford. Well, Brentford have got a chance on qualifying into the Conference League next season or the Europa League. As of for Liverpool, however, all they've got to do is get a point and they've secured Champions League football for next season. All they've got to do is a point and they're all right in the Premier League. Well, I think they're actually I think they're qualified mathematically due to the fact that Villa won the Europa League on Wednesday. But there's nothing to play for between both sides. I think with Brentford, they've got a lot more to fight about because they've got a chance on getting European football. You know, Keith Andrews, a manager that I thought maybe Brentford could probably end up, struggling with this guy maybe during the start of the season. I thought Brentford might be in a relegation zone, but they really proved everybody wrong. And I think that since they've proved people wrong, I've got a feeling they could still get European football though. But they are playing Liverpool away from home. They're playing to Arne Slot's side, not doing good all season. I've seen their teams now falling apart a lot more now in Arne Slot's second season at Liverpool manager. So if I got to put a score prediction between Liverpool and Brentford, I'm going to go for a win for Liverpool. But I think Brentford will really fight in the game. But I'm going to go for a 2-1 win for Liverpool as my score prediction for Sunday. Now, score prediction between the team who bottled the Premier League, Manchester City. They play against Aston Villa. Villa won the Europa League on Wednesday to Freiburg. They've got nothing to play for because they can be happy now. They've won the European trophy. Big European trophy they've won for the first time since 1982. The last European trophy they won was the Champions League at the time, and also their last major trophy since 1996 League Cup final, and also won the playoff final in 2019. But good success under Unai Emery during that matchup on Wednesday. But for Man City, Pep Guardiola's last game as manager for the City team after 10 years as manager, 10 bloody years, and it's come down to him calling quits as Man City manager, and it's going to come to an end on Sunday. Very emotional scenes for the Man City supporters to miss Pep Guardiola, but football comes to an end, managerial reigns. It's not going to be like Guardiola, with Wenger and Ferguson for 20-odd years. Managers don't last long anymore, but 10 years is a pretty good achievement for Pep Guardiola, and also won 20 trophies in all competitions for the last 10 years. But I think they're going to bow out with a victory over Villa, I think, on Sunday. I'm going to go for a 1-0 win for Manchester City on Sunday's game over Aston Villa. Now we have a chance for Bournemouth to try and secure Champions League football during this campaign. 6 teams can qualify now after Villa won the Europa League on Wednesday. And they're playing Forest. They've got nothing to play for now. Forest are safe. They are safe from relegation now. As at the City ground as well, it'll be a tough place to go though for Bournemouth though. But since Bournemouth's unbeaten run's been ridiculous in the last 8 games, they've been very good. They've been, and also it's Andoni Iraola's last game in charge as manager for Bournemouth. But if I've got to put a score prediction in this game though, I think Bournemouth are more favourites compared to Brighton. I know the goal difference is a lot better off with Brighton, however, compared to Bournemouth. But with Bournemouth, they've got it in the bag though. They've done very well to be unbeaten for the last 7 games. I think they're going to draw to Forest, and I think Bournemouth will guarantee Champions League football for next season. A little club like Bournemouth from League 2 to play in the Premier League, and they also got Champions League football, man. It's nuts. But I think they're going to guarantee it, funny enough, with a draw over Forest. I'm going to go for a 1-1 draw between Forest and Bournemouth on Sunday. Now my score prediction between Chelsea and Sunderland. Well, Chelsea, I've got nothing to play for. They are rubbish all season. They got a new manager in. I think Xavi Alonso now taking over for next campaign with no European football. I don't reckon it's going to happen for Chelsea. I think they're going to get beaten by Sunderland. I think Sunderland won it a lot more the last game of the season. So in my last score prediction between Sunderland this season, a remarkable campaign for them to be a team will probably be likely to be relegated or some sort during the start of the season. For them to go and survive is brilliant for them. Great achievement for the Sunderland team. But I think they're going to smash Chelsea, I think, at the Stadium of Light Stadium on Sunday's game. So I'm going to go for a 3-0 win for Sunderland. Sunderland 3, Chelsea 0 score prediction for the weekend. Now it's the battle of the relegation zone. It's Tottenham first. They are predict first with Everton here on Matchday 38. I think with Spurs and West Ham, I have got a feeling with Tottenham. I know I hate to admit it, and I really hate Tottenham so much, but I think they're going to be so safe. I think they're going to beat Tottenham at the skin of their teeth. Tottenham will survive by Sunday. I don't think Spurs will be relegated by the end of Sunday. Things can still happen though. West Ham might end up beating Leeds, and then Everton might win over Spurs at Tottenham's ground. But Tottenham's home form is shit all season, absolutely poor all season. their home form. They haven't won a game at home since December against Brentford. Long time ago. And they always somehow now get draws now. Draws mostly now at the Tottenham Stadium. That might be enough, though, I think, for Tottenham to be safe. Their goal difference is better off than West Ham's. And I do think that Spurs will not get relegated, I don't think, on Sunday. I hate to admit it, though. Even though we are the champions of the league and we might get and win a European trophy the following week after. But I do think Tottenham will be safe from relegation, I think, because when they actually did well by beating Wolves and also beat Aston Villa, and then they did lose to Chelsea, however, before that as well. And maybe they started to drift off a little bit after that Chelsea defeat. But West Ham did lose 3-0 to Newcastle. It was a big blow. And even losing to Arsenal was a big blow for them. And that's why I think that West Ham will be relegated by the weekend. And I think Spurs will be the ones who will go and guarantee a point. So I'm going to go for a 2-2 draw, I think, at the Tottenham Stadium. I think Spurs will score 2 goals. Everton will score 2 goals. I think Everton will not go to this game against Spurs, be battered or be beaten to Tottenham. I think they're going to come to this game and score goals as well. So I'm going to go for a 2-2 draw between Spurs and Everton on Sunday. And now you guys all know that West Ham will be relegated by the end of Sunday. I do think that's going to happen, though, because they left it too late, West Ham. If they didn't lose to Brentford 3-0 and they didn't lose to Newcastle, I think they're going to be okay. They would have been to, survive the drop. If they beat those 2 teams, it would have been West Ham all day long. And even I wanted West Ham to be safe from relegation, but they left it too late. You lost 2 big blows of defeats. And then Spurs in the other games drawn to Leeds and even lost to Chelsea. And I know that everyone says Spurs will go down on Sunday, but I don't think so. I think West Ham will be relegated by this matchup over Leeds United. I do think West Ham will pick up the win, though. I think the good news about West Ham, I think they're going to really fight throughout the whole game and do everything what it takes to win this matchup. And then they'll have to rely on Everton to beat Tottenham on Sunday's game. But I don't think that's going to happen, though. I think Spurs will be safe by a draw, by a point on goal difference. And then I think that West Ham will go and beat Leeds, I think, this matchup. I think Leeds have got nothing to play for. They're a good side, Leeds, this season. Very well done. The team, for them to be expected to be relegated from this season, but to them to be 14th in the league is a big achievement for Daniel Farke's side. And I do think that Leeds might have a little day out. They might just go to the game and just, enjoy the occasion and then sit back and then do what they got to do. But I think West Ham's got a lot of fight in their hands, and I think they're going to beat Leeds on Sunday. So my score prediction is going to be West Ham 2, Leeds 1. But I'm sorry, West Ham fans, it will not be enough for you guys to be safe from the relegation zone. So it'll be West Ham, Burnley and Wolves to get relegated by Sunday. And that is my league table right here, the table calculator right there of what I think that the league table will end by the end of this season during my results of my predictions I'm putting out right now on this video. You can see that Spurs will survive on goal difference on the exact same points as West Ham on 39 points. These 2 teams will be by the game on after Sunday, and you can see that Bournemouth will be the ones will get a point enough to qualify in the top 6 in the Champions League also for next season. But if you like my video, my YouTube video, go and give me a subscribe on my YouTube channel, guys, because this season of predictions I've been doing every single week has been very, very hard as well to, record videos and record and edit as well. And, working as well and other things I had to do as well during, after the predictions and do other content videos and everything. It's quite hard to do, but I finally made it after 38 games of predicting every single match from match day 1 all the way to match day 38. But thank you all from who watches my YouTube video here on TGI Football on allowing me to predict the games going into every weekend. And we're going to wrap it up there, obviously, for match day 38 of the Premier League for Sunday. Thank you all for watching. Hope you enjoyed the weekend. And let's bring on the Premier League on Sunday for one last final time. Thank you all for watching. Peace out.